Black Scholars Matter, Engaging Black Scholars, is a project that the Stark State College Institute of Management Accountants Student Club is pursuing for the academic year of 2021.
My name is Wendra Davis, and I plan to graduate in the spring with a bachelor's of CPA and CMA, or the corporate major. I'm here to introduce to you Nate Cooks. Nate Cooks earned a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in business management from Walsh University. He is currently pursuing a chemical dependency licensure at Stark State College. Nate currently is employed at Stark State College as an enrollment representative and a chemical dependency counseling assistant. Prior to coming to Stark State College, he worked at Walsh University as an assistant director of admissions for 5 years and as the director of multicultural affairs for 2 years. He has taught sociology as an adjunct professor both at Stark State College and at Walsh University. Prior to working in higher education, Nate was an operations manager, an executive director of a local community center, and worked in the social service sector as a job coach and a case manager. Nate has many community projects that he is involved in, including serving on the board for Ultimate Hospital, the treasurer of a local church, Canton City Schools community partner, mentor, and the NAACP Hall of Fame. Personally, Nate has been married for 37 years and has 3 children as well as grandchildren.
I feel that education is important. Education is the key to life. And when I think in terms of education, I'm not actually saying going to college, going to trade school. But education, I feel, is getting knowledge in whatever area it may be, because everyone is not designed to be into a college or into a higher ed type situation. Learning something that can give you skill, give you insight. Knowledge is power. It allows you to go forward. It allows you to think independently, and it allows you to have confidence in whatever you want to do in life. So I look at education as a whole as learning in whatever area that it may be. It could be within the walls of education, but many of us gain a lot of education outside of the walls. And the education is positive, and it helps us apply that knowledge that we learned in order to get what we want. I feel that education can break down barriers or bring people together, bring solidarity together, as she says it. Many people feel that you have to be sensitive to things in order to get to know people, and I don't think it's a sensitivity thing. I think it's a desire to want to know another person's perspective on things, to respect their perspective, and to even consider their perspective, even though it's not yours, but it's theirs. And as far as solidarity and bringing people together, respect comes into play. And if you respect someone, their ideas, regardless of their ethnic background, how they look, their socioeconomic status, there's things that you can do together to go forward to benefit the good of the whole. And I feel education is key to that. And again, that education doesn't have to be within the higher education walls. And again, being out in society, being aware of what's going on with social media. You have knowledge, then what will you do with that knowledge? Just like voting is coming up. You don't have to go to college to know and understand why to vote, what to vote for. You have to get that knowledge on the individuals that's running, their ideas, their goals, and how they look at bringing people together as opposed to, being divisive and things of that nature. So you're getting education concerning, I'm just picking out a subject about voting because it's of the essence right now. You educate yourself, or you allow yourself or others that have knowledge to give you some insight so you can make a good informed decision about something that's important in your life. Accomplishments that I'm most proud of, obviously, one is being a child of God. It's important to me. Having a family, being the head of a household, raising children, and passing on to them morals and values that were instilled in me with my parents, and goes along with me through our lineage with my grandchildren, being able to be in touch and in tune with them. And I think I'm kind of blessed in this way because my father is 95 years of age and he has a great deal of knowledge. And an accomplishment for me is that I'm able to still gain knowledge from my 95-year-old father, which I feel has been an accomplishment for me. Um, Education was something that was kind of on the second tier for me because I was an athlete coming through high school and in college and all of those things. And I finally came to realize that the athleticism now should have been second. It was the vehicle to get me to education. And as I mentioned earlier, how key education was, learning and opening doors, or possibly sometimes closing doors, because sometimes you can be overqualified and that can scare someone away also. But being a head of a household, being positive in my community, and have done some things to help others in the process, and being a public servant is one of the accomplishments that I'm very proud that I have been able to live through. One of the obstacles that I believe I have overcame, and I think I did because I passed it on to some of my younger family members. I was one of 9 children in the family. I was third to the youngest and was the first and the only one of the children to go to college at that time and to actually graduate from college. The obstacles that I had obviously are we weren't in a very good socioeconomic status, but when you're living through it, you really don't realize it because you don't miss out on a whole lot, but there's a lot of things that you don't have access to that you really didn't know about in the process. I feel that because of education and being able to collaborate with others, as I have, forming kind of a base of community people, community involvement has propelled me to be able to give and to be positive, not only in the education arena, but in the spiritual arena. I'm kind of a spiritual leader for our church, and also in the arena in the household. I'm looked up to by some of my family members as one of the people to go to when we have questions about something that's kind of outside of the realm of a natural issue that goes on. So that kind of makes me feel that I have a purpose, and when I'm able to spread some knowledge or to guide someone to where that knowledge is, I feel that has been a key to my success. But my success as far as being positive not only to family but to other outside individuals. Advice that I could give to our students that are involved with the Black Scholars Matters or engaging our Black scholars here at Stark State College is to look at yourself as a scholar, not as a Black scholar, just a scholar in general, because what you've done, everyone knows and understands because of the color of your skin, your origin, and where you're from. And many times, I don't want any of you to look at that as a negative, but as a positive, and that you're a scholar is a scholar regardless, because you've proven through what you've produced, through grade point averages, through aptitude tests, through being able to stay engaged socially and professionally and what other areas, because there's also a lot of qualities that goes on with being labeled as a scholar. It's not just your educational ability. It's the holistic approach to that. So my advice would be look at yourself as a scholar in general, and that you have gained things that you can share, but you have also gained things that you can build on also, and keep driving and keep reaching for higher goals, be it within the college walls or outside of the college walls, where you can gain a great deal of experience. Pass on to others, share with others, regardless of their ethnic background.
Thank you for your time. We hope you enjoyed the video, and please like and follow us on Facebook or Twitter at our site, Black Scholars Matter, Engaging Black Scholars. Again, thank you from the Institute of Management Accountants Student Club at Stark State College.